report at least 44 trans people were murdered in 2020 alone. And despite your fears, you say you feel a deep responsibility to share your truth. Why?
Well, you know, so much of the privilege I have, the ability to be here, sitting here right now, is really because of so many trans women of color who have consistently put their lives on the line throughout history, you know? I'm grateful to have the access to the resources I've had, because I don't know what would have happened if I didn't.
Receiver coach has been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls.
Tyrell Williams, he beats Cox. This is a really thickly built guy.
We didn't let the team go because we were stretching out balls.
Right now, many people are facing the toughest times of their lives. This is Meatball. And yesterday, Meatball got arrested. Meatball was arrested because she wanted to survive. She was simply trying to put food on the table for her and her 11 children. Everybody should have access to bread, water, and the triple bacon XXL meal with extra sauce. Is it a crime to want to survive? Is it a crime to demand respect? Is it a crime to smash a window and steal an iPhone 15 Pro Max with 1024 gigabytes of storage? Yes, the last one is. So please consider sponsoring Meatball. For just $500, you can feed her and her entire family for nearly a full day. You'll receive a Meatball plushie, and she'll even drop you a note every month to let you know how she's getting on. Reach deep into those pockets today, because today could be Meatball's last.
Elrond, join me in the game of I Have Seen.
No, not again.
Oh, come on, don't be a spoil sport. You always cheat, I'm not doing it. Oh, come on, Elrond.
Go on then.
Oh, good. I'll go first.
Of course you will.
I have seen something beginning with B. Beach. Nope.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful Friday. We've got a couple of topics to discuss today, a couple of interesting things, but I always like to start out with a little bit of pleasantries, you know. How's your Friday? What do you guys got going on this weekend? What do you guys got planned for this weekend before we get into the... Jeremy, what do we say to do about clickbait titles? Don't become clickbait Benny. Well, I mean, he's releasing grand jury testimony. You know, I'm not sure, like, what else, you know. Everyone else is titling it that way. Like, there was some channel that doesn't even cover politics last night that did, like, Trump's releasing everything, million views. I'm like, dude, you're not even on the Epstein beat and you're getting all the views. I don't understand it. It's like YouTube's like, hey, anybody who covers the Epstein stuff fairly, you're not gonna get your video seen by anybody. It's wild. Wild, wild, wild. Check out Delta using AI to process gouge people? I'm not sure what that means. Waukesha County Fair. Yeah, Waukesha County Fair was on my list. I watch you on Kick and Rumble only. Hey, I'm live on Kick, Twitch, Rumble, YouTube, X, everywhere. You can hook up with Meatball this weekend? Good. Waiting on you to drop the Lauren Southern horchata coffee. You know what's funny about Lauren Southern? She, I was told by insiders on her Discord server that she scrubbed all of her Discord messages. That's interesting, isn't it? That's an interesting thing. It's a very interesting thing. How's that heel? Yeah, the heel. So like randomly, like 2 days ago, my heel improved like 50% overnight. And I was like, wow, if it stays improving at this rate, then, you know, I'm going to be great by the end of the weekend. Then it only improved like a little, but it's improved a little each day. So I'm optimistic. Price. Check out Delta using AI to price coach. Oh, Delta Airlines. I will look into that. I'm pretty sure I've got to do videos on Saturday. So, yeah. I'm not working outside. It's actually not, I think today, tomorrow is supposed to be, tomorrow's supposed to be pretty hot in Wisconsin, but then Sunday, it's supposed to storm too, so it's supposed to cool off Sunday. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping to go to the Renaissance Fair Sunday. That's what I'm hoping. So if anyone, I know some of my viewers do the Bristol Renaissance Fair. I know some of my viewers actually have booths that sell products at the Renaissance Fair. You used to have integrity, dude. What do you mean? What? Why are you joking? I can't keep up with 4 chats today. I'm a little tired. Probably will have some video game live stream tonight as well. So lots to talk about. My neighborhood finally picked up all the tree branches from the front yard. Yeah, we lost a bunch of trees in that last storm. Explosion at LA Sheriff Training Facility. Killed at least 3 trainees. I'll read my comment before that one. Well, it's kind of hard to do. Unless someone does have it, and if then it has been done, I will believe it after the fact. Yeah. Are the animals really leaving Yellowstone? I haven't heard that. It was part 2 of a comment. The whole comment was too many words to fit. Oh, okay. Now I get it. Now I get it. My day has been good so far. I mow the lawn today and listen to good music. My little brother-in-law is borrowing my house for his graduation party. Elated Echo, thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Very cool. Knutson's black cherry juice, drink it. No, this isn't gout. It's Achilles tendonitis from like walking weird when I did have gout. The gout thing is gone. 100% good. So yeah, we'll probably play. I want to get through Expedition 33, and like playing an hour at a time isn't getting it done. I need to bang out like 6-7 hours in a row on maybe tonight and like 6-7 hours on Saturday. Hey Jeremy, where do you get your shirts? I'm a big dude too. I actually, if you're big and tall, okay, if you're big and chunky, I recommend, well, DXL, but it's expensive. DXL is like $50 or $60 a shirt. I actually find Harbor Bay shirts on Amazon are much more affordable. Like this shirt I'm wearing is like a Harbor Bay standard button down, like 2XLT, and it's like $9 or $15 on Amazon. The same shirt at DXL is like 50. I go to DXL for like nicer shirts. So like I find that Ralph Lauren has really nice big and tall stuff. And you can get that at DXL. But Amazon, I order a bunch of them from Amazon because, you know, some brands fit different. So like not all 3XLs fit the same. So I find Harbor Bay to be like the most true to the real size. It's like a cheap brand, but it's like whatever, you know. I usually buy like 2. Once I find a brand, I'll buy like 2 of every shirt, you know. Built Differently is another brand. I've never tried it. Like DXL sells Ralph Lauren. So if you go into DXL, it's nice to try on, but you know, be aware, like the shirts are like $40 to $50. You know, Amazon has Harbor Bay as a brand, and their big and tall stuff's actually pretty accurate, and it's much more affordable. I love when people complain about their shirt being expensive because it's bigger than other shirts. I don't think literally any man has ever said that. I'm saying they are expensive for what they are. So at DXL, I can buy this same button down and it's $60. And it's like $10 on Amazon. I'm not saying it's a 3XL shirt. It should be the same price as an extra small. Only a retard would think that. I assume you don't think I'm a retard. Dave says, Antifa pressured DC Comedy Loft to cancel all of Tim Pool's Culture War shows. Shocker. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why Tim even bothers, scheduling that stuff. I guess it creates good, good content, but he has to know it's getting canceled. Harbor Bay shirts right now are $45 to $55. Okay, whatever they are, they're cheaper than DXL stuff. And I'm going to look right now. I'm going to fact check that. If they are, they're still cheaper than DXL. Harbor Bay. Checking my Amazon orders. The exact shirt I'm wearing right now on Amazon. Okay, yeah, it is $40. But it's still cheaper than DXL. Some of them are cheaper, like the white version, the plain white version. No, that's $40 too. I guess they've gone up. Probably because they get all their stuff from Vietnam or whatever. But you get the gist. Harbor Bay fits good. That's what I'll say. And it's more affordable than, going to DXL directly. King size also is good. I used to buy a lot from King Size Magazine. That's affordable too. Walmart also has good cheap shirts for fats. That's true. So anyway, let's talk about this stuff first. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Now I know you hear, oh, he's going to release the files. Look, practically everybody's getting in on saying every bit of positive news around this, these files is him releasing all the files. I saw CoffeeZilla release a video last night that got 1 million views that said he's releasing everything. He's not. But it seems like the pressure campaign on Donald Trump to release these files has netted some gains. In fact, he has now told Pam Bondi to seek the release of any and all pertinent grand jury testimony around the investigation. Now, I think people are rightfully concerned about the word pertinent there. But let's look into this. I'm going to break my own rule for Friday only a little bit, just because I never, this is a big announcement. Huge shout out to Coffee Brand Coffee, my coffee company. The tangerine and cherry cordial K-Cups are 25% off. I highly recommend trying them out. Then all of our other K-Cups are at least 10% off. On top of that, we've released our summer flavors, which I didn't even hype up. This Tiger's Blood flavor is so good, and the blackberry cream is so good. Both are linked in the description. I'm telling you, Tiger's Blood will be our #1 seller this time next year. If you like flavored coffee, you absolutely have to try it. When I told you when blueberry cobbler was good, you know how good that turned out? This is ridiculous. And as a summer blend, it's out of this world. So coffee brand, cold brew. So coffeebrandcoffee.com. Please do check that out. So Trump asked Bondi to seek release of any and all pertinent grand jury testimony around the investigation. Based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. Trump wrote in a Truth Social post last night. This scam perpetuated by the Democrats should end now. Bondi quickly responded to Trump's comments on X and wrote, President Trump, we are ready to move the court tomorrow to unseal the grand jury transcripts. Now, I understand being black-pilled, doom-pilled, because literally every time, there's not a lot to like expect. And I think that it's reasonable for people to be like, yeah, but what about arrest? And what about the client list? And what about, and what about, and what about? I agree with all of that. But the fact of the matter is, it's something. And it seems like people who, it seems like the pressure works. And we know this works, right? For people who are really concerned about CoffeeZilla not saying that, the title of his latest video is "It's All Coming Out." I don't really know. I mean, I like CoffeeZilla. I think he has a lot of integrity, but I'm just saying, I use that as an example. Basically, the reaction to from every YouTuber is, oh, everything's coming out. That's not actually the case. But the grand jury testimony coming out is good. Now, Trump orders the Department of Justice to release the grand jury testimony. That's good. I think that that's overall a good thing, right? The Wall Street Journal is trying to take credit for it. The Wall Street Journal is trying to take credit for it because they released that ridiculous birthday card thing, which is obviously nothing. Trump calls for the release of pertinent grand jury material following the Wall Street Journal article. Now, I want to say, leave a like in the video if you agree. I'm 100% with this, except the word pertinent. I really, 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 really want him to just release everything. Let us decide. Let us decide what's pertinent and what's not. You know what I mean? Because maybe Donald Trump doesn't think this is important, or maybe Pam Bondi doesn't think it's important. But why pick through anything, really? You know what I mean? Like, just let it all out there so that people don't have any questions about it. Now, certainly there's more than just the grand jury testimony that we want, but it's a start. Trump on a Thursday night social post releasing these documents became a rallying cry for many of Trump's top allies during the Biden administration and the 2024 presidential campaign. Trump, who socialized with Jeffrey in the past, said during his campaign that he would release additional details about the investigation. Last week, the Justice Department incensed many of Trump's political base when it said in a memo that a thorough review had turned up no list of clients, nor any additional documents that warrant public disclosure. Far-right media figures have long alleged a government cover-up in this case. Well, I mean, isn't it true that both the Democrats and the Republicans, they are both calling for this release? This is a universal call from both sides of the aisle to have these files released. Now, the grand jury testimony is subject to secrecy protections and faces potentially high hurdles for public release. It constitutes not only a portion of the Jeffrey-related material in the government's possession. It constitutes only a portion. Hundreds of FBI employees have worked long shifts this year examining such material for possible release. In previous declarations filed in court, disgraced former prosecutor Maureen Comey outlined a tranche of government records, including witness statements, background materials, law enforcement interviews, business records, grand jury subpoenas, and internal FBI analysis. I'm not very curious about whatever internal FBI analysis is, given James Comey ran it. But what I want to see is just the raw files. Let us decide. Cut out any pictures of kids, obviously, but let us decide, right? Let us decide what's pertinent and what's not, because if you don't, then there are just going to be more questions anyway. So it's never going to go away unless you just kind of release it all and say, I don't care if he says, hey, this is a bunch of pointless bookkeeping nonsense. It's like, well, just release it so that people aren't saying, hey, where's all the rest of it? On Wednesday, the Justice Department fired Comey, daughter of federal prosecutor, former Federal Bureau of Investigator Director James Comey, who was involved in prosecutions of both Jeffrey and Ghislaine Maxwell. Earlier this week, Trump criticized his own supporters for opposing his administration decision not to release more material from the administration. Here's why I will say, I'll also say, Trump asked why the Democrats didn't release the files if there was a smoking gun. I think that's a very fair question. Here's what he had to say.
Democrats for 4 years. You had
this is very fair.
Told you this was a hoax. What evidence have you seen?
it's
of
not
that?
the Attorney General. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters and Comey before him. And it's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be a total hoax. The 51 agents, the intelligence, so-called intelligence agents, it was a hoax. It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats. And some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net.
Not great.
And so they try and do the Democrats' work. The United States.
Well, we saw that. I thought maybe, if there was a smoking gun on Jeffrey, why didn't the Democrats who controlled the files for 4 years and had former Attorney General Merrick Garland and ex-prosecutor Maureen Comey in charge of it? Trump wrote on Truth Social. He added, because they had nothing. I actually think this is fair. If there was a smoking gun on Jeffrey, why didn't the Democrats who controlled the files for 4 years and Garland and Comey in charge use it? Because they had nothing. Yes, that's true. But I just think you just release it, right? You just release it. Just release it and let everyone else decide what's important, what's not important. And you see here, I look forward to getting Rupert Murdoch to testify in my lawsuit against him and his pile of garbage newspaper, the Wall Street Journal. That will be an interesting experience. That's because the Wall Street Journal released basically nothing. Trump allegedly sent a birthday card, who he says is fake. It doesn't even sound like something he would write or sound like something he would send, to be honest. It doesn't even sound like his signature. He wrote this to start it all. Based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to it, I've asked Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. This scam perpetuated by Democrats should end right now. I think it's good. Isn't it strange that Comey's daughter gets canned? She is the one who had the testimony sealed, and now Pam can have it unsealed. Checkmate. Our president's the best. Yeah, maybe they had to fire her to get rid of it. Maybe they had to fire her to clear the way. It's difficult to know for sure, but I can tell you, if we get these grand jury documents later today, I'll go live and discuss what's in them. By the way, if you're a YouTube only viewer, please do remember all my live streams are moved to Quartering Live, youtube.com/ or if you just search Quartering Live, one word, you'll find it. I'll leave the link in the description below, but please do subscribe to that if you're a YouTube only viewer and you want to keep up on the live streams, which are Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and basically weekends now too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I remain cautiously optimistic. We'll have to see what he releases. We'll talk to you again real soon. Huge shout out to T-Town Juggalo for subscribing on Twitch. How come every time I got a taco, you want a bite? You got to have a bite, motherfucker. Am I right? And Moriarty82 also subscribed with Prime. I think Doofky87 also did. Thank you very much. Very cool. For the people who pop over to Twitch for a little while and happen to have an Amazon Prime membership, you can subscribe for totally free, by the way, to the channel. Get a shout out from me, and then you can go back to wherever, you can stay on Twitch, you can go to your preferred platform, but, it's a great way to support the show. You got Juggalo viewers? Well, I'm sure I do have Juggalo viewers. I'm sure I do. I don't have any problem with Juggalo viewers or Insane Clown Posse. I think it's interesting subculture or interesting culture of people. Wall Street Journal hate Trump because of the trade immigration, of course, they have motives to smear him. Yeah. What's up, Saying? Yeah, YouTube makes it really hard to find this new channel. I know. I'll probably do like a community post about it over the weekend too. But we'll have to see. What are magnets? How do they work? Yes, another classic Insane Clown Posse Violent J lyric, I believe. Let's go on to this. I just want to... I had to defend my honor about Voidzilla. I won't be titling that video like Trump's releasing everything either. That's not happening. Will not redeem that. All right. As many of you have heard, last night, Stephen Colbert was fired. Now, I'm going to take a pause for the cause and let you leave a like on the video right there. But also, his show was so bad and so unprofitable that CBS completely ended The Late Show. And the fallout has been spectacular. Many pundits out there are saying, but this is political because he criticized the Orange Man. This is political. Stephen Colbert has 2.4 million viewers a night. There are days that I have more viewers of that. I mean, I don't even know how they make money. You know, Gutfeld, by the way, which is on paid TV, right? You can watch Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, or Jimmy Fallon all for free with a roof antenna. You have to pay for Fox News. Take a guess what Gutfeld averages in viewerships. 3.3 million viewers. And every one of them has to pay to watch that show. So he's, you know, Gutfeld is what, 10, 20, 30% bigger? 30% bigger? You know, Trump obviously took a huge victory lap. We're going to get into that. But I also want everyone to be able to inject this directly into the veins, the actual announcement, because it's so good. Huge shout out, by the way. I'm breaking down rules today, just to let you know. Remember, if you're a YouTube only viewer, all my live streams are now moved to Quartering Live, one word. I'll leave it linked in the description below. We're live at 2 Eastern, Monday through Thursday, and at 1 o'clock Eastern on Fridays. Hopefully you'll subscribe. So YouTube's making it really hard to find that new channel. And also, our K-Cups on Coffee Brand Coffee are up to 25% off. This is the biggest K-Cup sale I've ever had, so it's time to, it's a great time to stock up. I highly recommend picking up some tangerine and cherry cordial. This is the last time we're going to have them, and they're both really good. I don't know why people are afraid to try the tangerine. Perhaps I should have called it tangerine cream or orange cream. It's really, really good. And also our blueberry cobbler, our strawberries and cream, all on sale, as well as our summer flavors. Tiger's Blood and Blackberry Cream are both released. And I'm telling you, these both will be top sellers. But Tiger's Blood is going to outsell Blueberry Cobbler very easily. It is my all-time favorite coffee we've ever made. And Blackberry Cream is a top 3 for me. So all those links in the description. Hopefully you'll check those out. Pick them up on sale. Now, let's react to this. By the way, Stephen Colbert's announcement of the cancellation of the show has 120,000 likes. So I suspect more people are celebrating this.
We got a great show at the show. I want to let you know something that I found out just last night.
Uh-oh.
Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May.
I will leave you with a great opportunity right there to leave a like. It's over.
And
oh no. Boo, no. Boo, no. Boo.
yeah, I share your feelings. It's not just the end of our show, but it's the end of the Late Show on CBS. I'm not being replaced. This is all just going away.
It was that bad. He was that bad that he destroyed a show that had been on the air for over 30 years. Over 30 years. And because of this cancellation, Jimmy Kimmel and Jon Stewart have been absolutely freaking out. First, I wanted to go to Trump dunking on Jimmy Kimmel because, you know, I never really had anything against Kimmel or Colbert. I thought he was funny on Comedy Central, but then he just basically worked pushing the jab on people, pushing poison on people. And then, of course, he became more and more partisan, and he became far less interesting. Trump saying, I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next. He has even less talent than Colbert. Greg Gutfeld is better than all of them combined, including the moron on NBC who ruined a once great Tonight Show. I mean, absolute dunk. Now, most of the people that would watch this stuff are essentially dying off. They're moving to, YouTube and everywhere else. But remember, Stephen Colbert had a meltdown that his network paid a settlement to Donald Trump over that 60 Minutes interview. A big fat bribe. Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart's fury at parent company's Paramount $16 million Trump settlement. I mean, this is probably, Jon Stewart termed it as shameful. Stewart began discussing the shameful settlement on his show a week earlier when he was interrupted by a fake Arby's ad on the screen. That's why it went so wrong, he said upon his return. He discussed the deal in greater detail on his show's guest, retired 60 Minutes correspondent Stephen Croft. I would assume internally, this is devastating to the people who work in the place that pride themselves on contextual good journalism, Jon Stewart asked. Well, Jon Stewart has never been good at providing context. He's always, in fact, his whole shtick is putting stuff out of context. But even more than that, 60 Minutes got sued because they did not provide the full context of Kamala Harris. That's why they got sued. So it says it would be easier to get rid of Stewart since he only works one night a week at the network and no longer produces much original content. Colbert is a ratings leader in late night broadcast television. However, this is a relentless Trump critic. I mean, this is bad. Obviously, Jon Stewart says, I honestly don't know about the Daily Show's future. After Paramount Skydance merger, they may sell the whole effing place for parts. Jon Stewart pointed out that without the Daily Show, Comedy Central is kind of like Muzak at this point. Muzak. Okay. I think we're only sort of life that exists on current basis other than South Park. But I'd like to think we bring enough value to the property. Like if we're looking at a purely real estate transaction, I think we bring a lot of value, he said. But that might not be their consideration. I don't know. So Jon Stewart, obviously reading the writing on the wall, knowing his show is cooked. By the way, shout out to Black Falcon Ops, who subscribed with Prime over on twitch.tv/thequartering. Thank you very much. Amid speculation that Stephen Colbert's talk show was canceled for political reasons, Jimmy Kimmel called out the network with a serious, brutal message. I mean, he's already cashed the checks. He's worth, $100 million. So Jimmy Kimmel can talk big all he wants. But shortly after Stephen's segment ended, CBS confirmed the news in a public statement, noting that the cancellation was purely a financial decision. We consider Colbert, irreplaceable, blah, 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 blah. Before long, fellow talk show host Jimmy Kimmel shared his thoughts on CBS's decision, and it's safe to say that he wasn't happy. Love you, Stephen. F you all. You're Sheldon's CBS. I don't really know what that means. Big Bang. Oh, he wrote it's a reference to Big Bang Theory's franchise, which has received 2 separate spin-offs, Young Sheldon and Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. Well, I mean, sorry that people tune in to situational comedy, like, you know, I've never seen the Sheldon spinoffs. I watched Big Bang Theory. Definitely everyone did. Well, most people did. I've never watched the spinoffs, but I assume boomers like it. Jimmy isn't the only celebrity who's publicly shared disappointment at Steven's show being canceled. Adam Scott, for one, wrote in an Instagram account, "Love you, Steven. This is absolute BS. And I, for one, I'm looking forward to the next 10 months of the show." Rachel Zegler keyed in, "I'm extremely sad. I adore you, Steven." Jonathan Batiste, "The greatest to ever do it." That's actually crazy to say that he was better than Letterman. I mean, that's crazy. The disrespect is absolutely crazy. Several people, though, have speculated that CBS's decision to axe the show was influenced by politics, given that it comes roughly 2 weeks after the network's parent company, Paramount, agreed to pay President Trump $16 million in a settlement. He wants the lawsuit it once called meritless. I mean, $16 million is nothing to these guys. You know? Jimmy Kimmel is probably next. I got to be honest. Well, for sure, Jon Stewart. For sure, Jon Stewart. Like, Jon Stewart's definitely cooked because everything at Comedy Central is cooked. You know, Steven publicly criticized this. You know, Elizabeth Warren, Senator Pocahontas, wrote, "CBS canceled Colbert's show just 3 days after Colbert called CBS's owner Paramount for its $16 million settlement with Trump, a deal that looks like bribery." Also, Adam Schiff had a meltdown. I think it's probably just because the Democrats are really upset that they lost a big part of their propaganda machine. That's really what's going on here. You know, despite the cancellation, the late night show is still currently leading its time slot in the Nielsen ratings and is the only late night show to have gained viewers this year. Well, I wonder, where did the money go? Is it perhaps tied to USAID going away? Certainly possible, right? Is it tied to Pfizer not propping up the show? Is it tied to Democrat, you know, fundraising organizations not propping up the show anymore? That's certainly possible. And I'm absolutely happy to see that loser, Stephen Colbert, and the vile things he said get fired. And I really, really hope Jimmy Kimmel's the next to go. Jon Stewart, I mean, who really cares? He's on Comedy Central. Nobody watches this show anyway. And I still kind of have a soft spot for him, you know, for his work on 9/11 firefighters, and before he was totally, you know, infected with TDS. Jimmy Kimmel, however, he needs to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. Don't forget to go subscribe to Quartering Live, linked in the description, and pick up your K-Cups at a massive discount on coffeebrandcoffee.com and sample our brand new limited time summer flavors. We'll talk to you again real soon. Let me go get some water. I have like crazy dry mouth. I think it's because I have the AC running so hard. I can sub on Twitch for free if I have Prime, right? Yes, that's correct. Ripping the wall. And back. Doobie doobie doo. Why did I move my live stream? Well, because I had converted my old Midwestly channel to the live stream channel. There were a lot of dead subs on that channel that weren't interested. And I was thinking, my theory is that the click-through rate, like Google saw, hey, you know, this channel's got 70,000 subscribers and, you know, only 1,000 people are actually even clicking through. I was thinking maybe that was hurting the channel growth. Maybe. I can't be sure, but that was why I did it. Well-born solid. Thank you for subscribing with Prime, and Decius09. Thank you. Did we died? Is it? I don't think so. All right. What do you guys got going on this weekend, by the way? What do you guys got going on this weekend? It's definitely a hot one out there. It's going to be a hot one. Chef Jamie, thank you for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. Very cool. Trying to find if we got anything on the arraignment today. I'm sorry, the arraignment. Doesn't look like it. Does not look like it. Yeah, I will be playing a lot of Expedition 33 this weekend. Yeah. Getting some trim, hopefully. Nice. Hi, Huck. He's staring at me outside the window. We have drywallers in here today doing drywall repair. And Dog Skulls. Thank you for subscribing on Twitch. Very cool. I want to let them in, but I don't think the drywall... I gotta pull up the cameras here. They appear to still be here. Jim B. Logic, greetings. Oh yeah, we finally got a game, right? We finally got a game on the Nintendo Switch 2. That's good, right? Is that any good? Doo-be-doo-be-doo. How's Graphene OS treating you? Good. Brandon Ray, 8. Thank you for subscribing with Prime. Very cool. Over at twitch.tv/recording. Okay. Now we've got this. Today, things got real for Carmelo Anthony. It was his arraignment. And we're going to go through what an arraignment actually is, what happens at your arraignment. This is when, things kind of get real. We've got a fundraising update for both Karmelo and the woman suing Karmelo's father, Charleston White, and other Carmelo Anthony defenders, and some other small catch-up things at the end for the end of the week here. So I hope you'll smash that like button if you appreciate the consistent coverage. I know that not everyone is, sticking to this story, and that's frustrating. I wish that more people were covering it. I suspect a lot of people are going to cover it around the midterms next year when he gets a guilty verdict and we have riots in the street. But that's neither here nor there. Just a quick reminder, if you watch our live stream, we're live Monday through Thursday at 2 Eastern. Me, Melanie Mack, Luke Rodowski, and special guests. I have moved it to Quartering Live, youtube.com/@Quartering Live, one word. It'll be linked in the description. I live stream every day, practically of the week. So hopefully you'll go over to the new channel and subscribe there, turn notifications on. And we have our summer K-Cup clearance, 25% off our cherry cordial and tangerine. You've got to try those flavors before they're gone. I promise you'll love them. If you don't, I'll give you your money back. Plus, all of our already high-selling flavors are on sale, so it's good for a stock up. And introducing our summer limited time flavors, Tiger's Blood and Blackberry Cream. I'm telling you, these will be our number 2 sellers for this year. Tiger's Blood is like nothing you've ever tasted before. It makes an incredible iced coffee for the summer. And so does Blackberry Cream. I highly recommend giving them both a try. Available for a limited time. So today is the arraignment for Carmelo Anthony. It was at 9 a.m. this morning. There is a records request in that we'll probably cover Monday. Here's what happens in an arraignment. An arraignment is a formal court hearing in a criminal case where the defendant is informed of the charges against them and enters a plea. It typically is the first court appearance for someone who has been arrested and formally charged with a crime. Now, we know Carmelo Anthony will not be appearing at this. He didn't appear this morning. Also, shout out to Half M203 Sniper and Alex M for subscribing over on twitch.tv/The Quartering. I also live stream on Twitch, so thank you very much. During the arraignment, the defendant is informed of their rights. Their charges are read, and they enter their plea: guilty, not guilty, or no contest. The primary goal of the arraignment is to formally notify the defendant of the charges and allow them to respond by entering a plea. So here are the key elements. There's a reading of the charges, the formal charging document. So we should have that Monday or later today. So that's why you always want to subscribe or follow to the channel. Then they enter the plea. The defendant enters their plea: guilty, not guilty, or no contest. Obviously, Carmelo Anthony has entered a plea of no guilty, not guilty. You know, he should probably do a plea of no contest and throw himself, you know, at the feet of the judge and hope for a lighter sentence, but he's not going to do that. In case you saw the video yesterday, Carmelo Anthony hired what people are reporting is a $100,000 retainer attorney, an additional attorney, a second attorney, an attorney that has actually gone up against the DA who will be prosecuting Carmelo Anthony. $100,000 retainer plus $10,000, $15,000 an hour. I'm guessing $5,000 to $10,000 an hour. I mean, I don't know. If you have a $100,000 retainer, you're only taking big cases. They're probably going to burn through that money pretty quick. And we're going to have to take a look at, you know, how that fundraising is going too. The arraignment also typically occur, you know, shortly after the arrest. Judge may also address bail, release conditions, or schedule for future hearings. So at the event today, I think it's fair to say, you know, we're going to see, maybe they might revoke his bail. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't think they will. I don't think he will. I don't think Carmelo Anthony is really a flight risk, to be honest. You know, I don't really think he's a flight risk in any way, shape, or form. So it's fine. This will probably be a nothing burger trial, you know, nothing burger event. But the bigger thing is a couple of these other things, these other lawsuits going forward. Sarah Fields has gone forward now. Sounds like she has begun her lawsuit against Charleston White and Tiffany Billions. These are two individuals who, by their terms, you know, Charleston White has claimed that Drew Anthony, Carmelo Anthony's father, has paid him to run PR for Carmelo Anthony. Charleston White has also claimed that he has given him boxing lessons, and he claimed that Austin Metcalf was high on drugs at the time, I'm told. He's done all this crazy stuff to smear the Metcalf family. It's actually wild. And if Sarah Fields' lawsuit goes forward, which she told me this morning, it sounds like it is, we're going to find that out. And when the court finds that out during Carmelo Anthony's hearing, that may weigh negatively on just how much time he has to serve in prison. Sarah Fields, right now, we have somebody else. Hey, YouTube Streets, do you want to be added to the defamation list? Drew Anthony has not paid me a dime. I would never take money from the Anthony family. I already released the entire message thread between me and Drew Anthony. I absolutely never bargained a dollar amount with him. And if you did your due diligence, you would already know this. You also stated that you have reached out to me privately. Show your direct messages to me. I have never received a message from you. In your previous video, you accused me of being an agent. And I said I could be working with Charleston White. Either report accurately with integrity or don't report at all. Your clickbait nonsense is getting old. Now, she's referring to a channel called YouTube Streets, which apparently is, you know, a moron. But, you know, they even they claim that they broke the story on Carmelo Anthony's dad having an arrest warrant, which is nonsense. Sarah Fields said, and Sarah Fields credited the person who gave her the documents. But
on the last video we did on the YouTube,
you already kind of know what's going on with this guy. Just listen to 30 seconds of their video.
Streets, we broke the story that nobody else had. Carmelo Anthony's father, Andrew Anthony, has an active warrant for his arrest.
You did not break that story. Actually, Sarah Fields did.
After giving credit where it's due, we were shocked to see Sarah Fields reposting our research, claiming it like she found it herself.
She did.
And it's not just her. Other YouTubers are running with our work without credit while constantly disrespecting the...
Oh, you don't want to name me? Well, you're using my channel. So you're big mad that I reported on something that you apparently had exclusive rights to.
But let's stay focused on the facts.
You could be, of all the flavors, you choose to be a salty bitch. Look, I don't know who this clown is. But the fact that they're trying to say Sarah Fields, who's been reporting on this case, is working for Drew Anthony is absolutely wild. And this idiot's going to get sued too. So I recommend, chilling out on the blatant lies. That says, by the way, your idiot video is already causing issues. This is what you're doing by spreading information about me. I just came over to X after seeing someone I follow. Wow, you're the real deal. You're absolutely right. You've been breaking all the news first. I never trusted Sarah. And OMG, she was hustling money too? What's with these criminal connections to tragedy? Austin's family are good people who lost their son, and now they need to deal with these awful people. I can personally say that, Sarah Fields is not getting any money from Drew Anthony. And I can say so because she has showed me personally every one of her direct messages ever, back and forth. By the way, shout out to Ripping the Wall and YJ Mudd for subscribing over on twitch.tv/thecording, where I also stream Monday through Friday. 2 Eastern on Monday through Thursday and 1 Eastern on Fridays. The Give, Send, Go, his money's going to be running out. It is not increasing anymore, at all. Anonymous giver. So today, $50, $75, $85. They got $85 in the last 24 hours. Less than, they just wrote a check for at least $100,000 to this attorney, and the trial hasn't even started yet. The money is going fast. Monday, we should have the arraignment documents. Maybe they'll make changes to the bail. Maybe they'll make changes to, what Karmelo might be facing. I don't know, but I do know that a Freedom of Information Act, a records request, has been placed. And as soon as we have the documents, I'll share them with you here, whether I'm live or in a standalone video. So I'm hoping that, you'll subscribe or follow. And on the subject of who's reporting things first or who gets exclusive, I just want more people reporting on this case. Mainstream media abandoned it when it was inconvenient. I think we're going to find out that there is actually a history. Let's not forget that allegedly Carmelo Anthony's mom said the reason she took Austin Metcalf's life is because he made fun of him for having a magnum dong. That is allegedly what Carmelo Anthony's mom has told Tiffany Billions. And she's spreading around the internet. So I'm wondering if we're going to find out in court if there's actually a history here between Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. And there might be some premeditation here. Maybe he brought that knife that day with the explicit plan of taking Austin Metcalf's life. That's why we need a trial. That's why the world needs a trial. And I wish it would be televised. I highly doubt it will be, but we'll have to see. By the way, awesome word from my attorney. He's talking about the lawsuit that she's going forward with. Let's see this quick.
Oh, I'm live. Hey, really quick video here because, I see stuff. I'm not on Twitter very often, but when I am,
Sarah's
I'm a
attorney.
pretty prolific tweeter backer. And I've tried to follow everybody I can that follows me. Twitter limits how fast I can do that, so please be patient. But I wanted to talk about this idea about grifting, and that there's a fundraiser out there to pay Sarah's legal expenses. So I'm not going to get into details. That's up to Sarah to discuss, and because she is the client. But anyone that thinks that raising money is grifting obviously doesn't understand how expensive a lawsuit is, not counting the attorney's fees. So you've got to pay, first of all, for the lawsuit, which is about $600 to to get started. Plus, you've got to pay for the service of process, which is about $150 a person.
That's who you're going to serve in the
how
lawsuit.
easy it is to get them served per defendant. Then you've got depositions, which run about $350 an hour, not including attorney's fees. $350 an hour.
So he shares, you know, because she's raising money too. Sarah Fields is raising money for her lawsuit to sue these people who are smearing her. I donated $2,500 to her lawsuit because I want to see Carmelo's dad deposed. I want to see if he's paying these people to smear reporters or if he's paying Charleston White to hype up his kids. So it's going to be interesting to see. The bigger video will be Monday, so make sure you subscribe or follow. Make sure you pick up your summer flavors or your K-Cups from coffeebrandcoffee.com and subscribe to Quartering Live. We'll talk to you again real soon. Well, I think that's the last story of the day. There's not a lot. It's Friday. It's the summer. People are kind of over. You know, people are kind of not watching the news hard on Fridays. So what I like to do on Fridays is find people to raid. Let's see if Donut Opera is reading his chat. Let's see.
That was a fun episode. You guys
Let's
go
find
watch
out.
that one. He's fucking hilarious. He was dropping some Riz on Moody.
It would be good if he did. Looks like he only has Twitch chat on the screen.
All these little stories tied in their life to being the luckiest man ever. It's a beautiful story.
Oh no, he's gonna blow it.
I assume there was a statute of limitations to that. Where you can talk about it now.
I don't care anyway.
Well, I'm not gonna raid him if he doesn't read Rumble chat.
He was awesome.
He's racially ambiguous, Brandon.
Ah.
Is fucking fabulous.
Uh-oh.
A dark joke
Well, he missed out. Let's see who else is live right now. Lightseeker, thank you for subscribing. Let's see if we can bless anyone today. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of people live right now. It's also Friday. Let's see. Lumpy Potato.
I'm reloading right now.
You know what?
Cover me from behind.
He does read Rumble chat. And he's always providing good feedback to Rumble. So let's raid this kid. Let's see here. Let's see if we can bless him up on a Friday.
Oh my God.
I'll be back on later, by the way.
Jeremy,
Streaming
you
video games.
Not yet, anyway.
I will be streaming video games later, so if you're bored later, make sure. In the meantime, check out Lumpy Potato. He's been a hardcore Rumble supporter, including Rumble Gaming.
Yeah.
So definitely check him out.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be back on later once the sun goes down, playing
Hey, one above us, boys.
playing Expedition 33.
There's one up here. All three.
Did you hear that UK lowered the voting age to 16? Really?
You're right side.
Has he noticed yet? I think he's kind of in an intense situation here. We're coming in with another intense situation.
Bad play rate.
I'm familiar with what game this is, to be honest. Only 50? Why didn't more people move over? Well, oh, there we go.
What? The quartering raids us? Are we kidding?
There we go. Now we're up 500, 600.
We got a quartering raid right now?
There we go.
Out of all the times.
All right, we got to do one more. We can't go down like that. Quartering,
Yeah.
what's up, Jeremy?
Show Lumpy some love. I'll check you guys. I'll be back later today.